are now walking in the Hurts world. You are now walking into Hurts world. Aye.
Discussion that we need to hear. Topics they be scared to touch. Parties say we do too much. Hurt, I think they scared of us. Meaning this is filled with hits. How you turned up like a jit. You are now in Hurt's world. If you love her, had your chick. You are now in Hurt's world.
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 And y'all know how we do. It's me, the Big Hurt. And you tuned in to Hurt's World, man. Season 4, episode 12. Took a 2-week break. And as most of y'all know, I like to be as transparent as possible. If we're just going to be 100% honest, I needed a mental health break. Between work and podcast and life and just the 8 million different things that a lot of men don't talk about that we're going through, life was life. So I had to take a step back, detach from a little bit of everything and everybody, and just basically figure out what the hell was going on. Not gonna sit here and stunt with y'all. Was like, damn, do we still want to keep doing Hurt's World? Like, is that something I want to continue? But took the time off, got my mind right, and was like, you know what? Hurt's World is my project. Hurt's World is my baby. I love doing this. Y'all obviously love listening to it. So why would we stop? So, but we're back after a 2.5 week break, maybe. But it did give me time to revamp some things and get some ideas for future episodes. So I'll be reaching out to people for that. Appreciate everybody that was in my corner through this 2-week break. If I start naming names, one, we could probably be, this introduction will probably be like 20 minutes long. And then 2, I may forget a couple people. And I don't want to do that because, if you shouting people out and you don't say that this particular person's name or that particular person's name, they're going to feel some type of way. And I don't need that. So what I will say is, if you reached out, if you checked on me for any reason in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, man, you have no idea how much it meant to me, how much I needed that, so I do appreciate each and every one of y'all. We're going to keep pushing out content. We're going to keep pushing out these episodes. We're going to get bigger, better, and more entertaining. So thank y'all for rocking with me. But we're going to get into more of that later. We're going to go to break, pay some bills. You're listening to Hurt's World, man. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Hurt's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, The Big Hurt. And if she says I'm not, she's a liar. And, man, we just going to shoot the shit today. Been off for a couple weeks, so I need to get my feet wet again. So without further ado, I'm going to shut up and let the 2 amazing guests introduce themselves. So y'all come off mute, tell the people who you are, and let's get straight into it.
Hey you guys, it's Stacy, also known as the Real Writer Bay. I'm checking in with you and I'm excited to be here. Of course, I'm a native Charlottean, presently living in Atlanta, Alabama State alum. So I'm excited to be on this podcast. So excited that Big Hurt invited me back. And I pray that this podcast continues to thrive.
Respect. Come on off mute, lady. They know who you are, but you gotta come off mute and tell them.
I'm back again. Keeps inviting me back, so I must not be doing too terrible of a job. I'm not getting paid for said job, but you know, I am a unpaid intern for Herc's World. Um, sponsor some other stuff around all
Technically,
the time.
technically, you getting paid because you are the mini mix sponsor. So, in order to, I like to believe in what we promoting. So, this bye bye belly juice that I've been drinking that has me not necessarily in the bathroom like most detox stuff is, or supplements are, but it most definitely has given me a whole lot of energy, um made me pee a lot, and I'm shrinking because they keep saying, you getting smaller, so you're not technically unpaid, you just you get paid in other ways. No, that don't work.
I'm gonna need you to never say I get paid other ways ever again. However,
It's legal.
I
Definitely don't say that again.
It's legal.
like what? Don't be telling people. Oh, um, shout out to the shrinking. Amen, amen for the shrinkage. I didn't shrunk a little bit. We got promotions going on. I know y'all gonna hear a commercial. I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Lose some weight. Y'all trying to get snatched. Y'all trying to go on vacation. You trying to find you a winter bay. You want to get a little skinny for your winter. I mean, look, it don't matter that you're gonna have a lot of clothes on. It don't matter. You're gonna be snatched underneath.
We got, well, fall is my favorite season. So if you're looking for a fall bay, before you get to
Apple
winter,
picking,
there you go. I like the,
pumpkin patch,
hey, Halloween parties. You know,
costume parties. I know you want to wear that sexy costume. You better look. You got until from now until October, and at the rate people be losing weight, you could be down like 30 pounds between now and then. Drink the
I mean,
juice. I'm just saying.
I'm with it. But FYI,
Maze, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, um, Little Mermaid. If you got Little Mermaid dreams
Little
and
Mermaid
you want
dream.
to have like a nice little shell bra on, and you were like, man, I was gonna get the one with the mesh in the middle. If you shrink in your belly, you can get the one that's bare. I mean, some of y'all gonna wear the one that's bare anyway, and I mean, I don't shame, but buy some juice and you won't have to worry about that.
Hey, I will
You
say
also
this:
won't become a meme. I'm just saying.
you're gonna become a meme anyway. I'm gonna say this though, ladies and guys, because I drink this too. With it being almost the end of summer, going into fall, ladies, stay out that man hoodie. Leave our hoodies alone. That's all.
No,
See, here you go. Already.
I'm not leaving the hoodies alone. I'm not leaving the oversized shirts alone. I'm not leaving the shorts, the basketball shorts alone. None of it. Your wardrobe is my wardrobe.
I just want my hoodie. You can have all other stuff. Just stay out my hoodie.
Nope. Those are the best ones.
That's why we buy them. Stop. Stay out my hoodie. So, let's just get straight into it. Um, are y'all like the rest of the country, um, playing Monopoly Go and upset that y'all are not getting the cars that y'all need and y'all keep getting the same duplicates?
Absolutely. I got to a point where I literally deleted myself out of the Monopoly group, and just was like, I'm gonna thug it out on my own. Like, I'm not competing with anybody at this point. I'm just playing for mere pleasure because I mean, fighting people that are buying stuff, using the money, and then fighting people that are like holding cars and stuff like that. It's just it's taking the fun out of it. So I did it and just, I log on every day or two and, get it in.
So I knew it
I'm
was
not paying
bad.
for it.
I'm not paying for shit. I'm sorry.
I ain't paying for nothing.
So I knew it was bad when. So I saw a couple things in the last couple of days. I've seen people take screenshots of people selling cards on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Um,
Facts.
and then I saw something in a group, and I don't know if it was a joke or if it was for real, but they was like, "Hey, if you cash at me $5, you can get this card." And I'm like, "Bro,
Facts.
it's not that serious. Like it's a game."
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and
Herc, I sent you a card the other day. So
yeah, but I'm not cash apping you $5 for it. That's
well, I
that's
didn't
not
know
what.
it was a commodity. Like now that I know that, I would have held out and waited for $5.
Right.
Hmm.
Shoot,
Well,
what's it going for on the market?
I mean, I don't know, but if anybody has an extra pet Pegasus set 10, I can drop my link for Monopoly Go in the comments. Because I need a pet Pegasus, a bit
He needs two,
ambitious.
so he can give me one in exchange for the one I sent him.
Well, well, look, you can't be on Herc's World, i.e. my show, trying to get yourself some cards. This is about me. If I win, you win, right? Maybe Okay. In my
Mm-mm.
defense, I did. I am on the. I'm going through the second time of beating the game. Um.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and I will say I'm one of them folks that I spent the little real money
Oh
um
hell no.
on the game. I take shit kind of serious, so I spent the little real money. Um. And when I say a little real money, um, I
Like the
have
little
a
199 joints and or you spent some big money.
I spent a couple 199 joints, couple 999 joints.
So you can
Um,
pay them, but you can't pay me $5 for my card. Okay.
well, I mean,
He got it now.
I got it.
The leverage is
So
gone.
right, but no, like, and so, in our house,
Friends. How many of us? Okay.
I see you cards, but no, in my house, because I am a avid player of games on phone and on Xbox. Um, in the household budget, there's an allotted amount of money that I can spend a month on games. Um, that amount is about $100 a month. So I use that budget or that allotted money to spend on my games. So I was able to buy a couple things, get a couple things, help other people out. Um, so yeah, I already beat the game the first time. I'm working on the second time, but I still need a pet Pegasus, a bit ambitious, a Mary Castaway, and a Lion around. So if y'all got any of them cards, holla at your boy. Um, you know what? If you give me one of them cards, you can be a guest on the show. That's worth more than $5.
Facts.
I'm already a guest on the show.
Look,
You don't count.
right? If look, if y'all find the cards and give me the cards I need, I'll get Jasmine to waive your shipping cost when you buy some Bye Bye Belly juice.
I will do that.
Incentives.
There you
I
go.
will do that.
Now, granted, if you use the code Hurt Ships, it's free anyway.
It's already free.
But y'all didn't really know that because hey, we can help
Like,
you with this.
so you giving them a deal they already okay. Okay. I see what you did there.
Hey, supply and demand. If they don't really know about it, you got the supply, demand. We can all win here. So send me the card. You're gonna get free shipping on the Bye Bye Belly Juice. So not only can you help Perks World, you can get snaps for the winter or the end of the summer because cover season about to start. you get free shipment on the juice, and you help me. And everybody, everybody knows everybody like helping me because I help everybody else. So, you know, um, and we just spent about 5 minutes talking about Monopoly Go. Hey, so, but besides Monopoly Go, um, have you? I've also in the time I've been off work, I've been able to catch up on a lot of sleep, and thinking and planning. But I've also been able to catch up on a lot of TV. And lately, I've been hooked on Suits. Have y'all watched that show? It used to be a USA.
You know what? When it first came out, I watched it, which obviously was about 8-9 years ago, and I watched the first couple of seasons, and then it fizzled for me. But what I've learned is that shows that didn't hit for me a decade ago are like my favorite shows. So when it hit Netflix and everybody was making a big deal about it, I'm like, I've been watching that shit, but I decided to give it another go, and I started episode 1, season 1, episode 1, and I'm back hooked. And I really can't figure out why I stopped watching it when it was initially playing.
So I started to like watch it, like when it was on,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I watched a couple episodes, and I just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna start watching it, and I just never did. But now that it's like back on Netflix, or it's on Netflix, I was like, okay, cool. I can just sit here, I can binge. So I'm on season 3.
Same. I'm on season 3 too.
So, Jazz, do you watch Suits?
It's queued up. It's on my list. I Here's what's funny. I immediately think about Megan,
Okay.
and somehow every single conversation ends up being about how much people dislike Megan. On the other hand, do not have the dislike for Megan that other people have, and I really don't understand why people do.
I don't get it.
I don't either. Like, how can you not like Megan? She's like she dope. She talented. She fine.
Mm-hmm. And she's literally like a princess.
Exactly. Like
you gotta shout out the black princesses.
Right.
No.
It's every little black
Literally.
So
I'm mad because now people have like literally been like, oh, she's a really good actress.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess like if anything comes of this, is that people are saying that. What's funny is people have turned it into, oh, she's a really good actress. That must be how she got him. Like, come on now, y'all.
And what's crazy is that she was on the show first. The first, I want to say 4 seasons, she wasn't even with him. She got with him the last, I want to say maybe the last 2 or 3 seasons, because she ended up having to stop doing the show because, obviously the paparazzi were just, it was becoming impossible for her to actually do the show. And so she left. But yeah, those first few seasons, she wasn't even dating him.
I'm gonna tell y'all how she got Prince Harry.
Oh, Jesus.
If y'all watch Suits, when y'all watch it, because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm hooked. I'm telling everybody to watch it. There's a certain scene where they get it in the copy room. She put that file on Prince Harry ass, and he was like, "Shit, gotta wipe it." So
I cannot.
Look, the acting was the acting in that scene was like, they really into this. So if she did half of the shit that she to Prince Harry that she did in that copy room to Mike, oh, he was hooked.
I think that the Meghan Markle effect is like the same thing they do to like Chloe Bailey. Sometimes people would just hate you for literally no reason. And you can't, if you're of sound mind and body, you can't figure out why people are so pressed about it. But yeah, they treat Meghan the same way they treat Chloe Bailey. They just, Hate
It's
them.
a lot. It's weird. I've
Right.
heard people say some crazy stuff. I've heard people be
Yeah.
like, "She's trying to destroy the monarchy." I was like, "Are we contending that the monarchy shouldn't be okay?" So we
Exactly.
standing by the monarchy.
Let's
That's what
talk
we doing.
about it.
That's what we doing. Oh, okay. Um,
You know, folks ain't got no damn sense.
Okay.
move full on to the United States. Anyway, I heard she's moving back. She's coming back though. Somebody said she was gonna return to acting. So
Mm.
we'll
I'll
see.
watch it.
I know you will. That's why I said it.
Whatever you gonna play in, Megan. Come on the show. We talk about it. Um,
Ooh,
I don't know how many royal clearances I got to go through, but you know,
they lost their Netflix deal, so they shoot. She probably looking for a podcast to get on.
hey,
That
from
was shade, but
I was about to say, did they? Oh,
you
spill the
they
you
sure
tea.
did. I heard.
you
I was reading. I was like, oh, not before the second. I think they. I think something said it was before, like the second project or second show or whatever was even like
And I'm not
filmed.
gonna lie, I actually really liked the like Meghan and Harry's, like they did the show, and it really kind of gave an in-depth look at some of the things that they went through. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I believed it. I believed it, you know. But they got real transparent in that, and I thought it was really good. But you know, apparently the monarchy is extremely powerful, so who knows what they did to, you know, stop the bag.
hey,
I believe it. I believe every single thing they said.
Absolutely.
Harry and wrote a book. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
hey,
everybody like, oh, I blame her for influencing him. Ain't no. Yeah.
that is a
Anyway,
He's
grown
been over
that is a
it.
grown man.
thank you. Thank you. Number one. And number two, I feel like Harry trying got a vengeance. He like, y'all, I am going to speak about my mama and y'all ain't
Mhm.
gonna do nothing about it. And you can blame whoever you want to. But
Yep.
I'm out in some of these secrets.
Yep.
As you said, Pimpin. But it's funny that y'all brought up, well, we brought up Megan and the hate, because that's going to transition into the next thing I want to kind of talk about. So, um, y'all remember how when I always say her name wrong, Haley, uh, Haley
Hallie Bailey.
Bailey, yeah.
Mhm.
Y'all remember how like when they announced that she was gonna be the Little Mermaid, and all these folks were just so against it, and they were gonna boycott Disney, and how could you make the mermaid black? And she has braids, and this isn't gonna work. I'm not gonna support it. And it was all a big thing, and Disney, was supposed to have this big bag from the Little Mermaid, but it didn't really pan out. So fast forward to a couple weeks ago, the Barbie movie comes out. Nobody blinked an eye. Nobody batted a finger. Nobody said anything about, yeah, like Barbie is this national hero for all women. Black folks, white folks, Indians, everybody's just like, oh, we going to see the Barbie movie. Do your thing. Not mad at you. But some of these same folks that were mad about the Little Mermaid are the same folks that's flooding this damn shit about Barbie.
Mhm.
And I'm mad. I don't even want to say I'm mad. I'm a little upset that some of our melanin people. Now I know Issa Rae and them in there, but why are we so quick to be like, oh, we gonna support Barbie, but we didn't flood this shit. We didn't flood the Little Mermaid like we flooded the flooded for Black Panther and Wakanda Forever and Barbie. What do y'all think?
Well, I think that in all honesty, I'm gonna say this. I think that just in comparison to Black Panther, I think that the Little Mermaid being kind of a girl movie deterred a lot of people from going to see it. You know, if you didn't have a daughter or if you weren't a girl or whatever it may be, I think a lot of people chose not to go for that reason. I mean, not to say that, you know, a little boy couldn't go see it and enjoy it as well, but I think that that took a large population of people in comparison to the, you know, Black Panther, which was just everybody felt like they had dibs on that movie. As far as the Barbie thing is concerned, if I'm being honest, it's just typical Black people behavior. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's a large majority of us that just simply don't care. It's not necessarily it's not rocket science. They just don't care. You know, we go with our impulses, you know, whatever we like, you know, it could change from day to day, week to week, month to month, but we just, you know, go with it with no thought of the bigger picture at all. And I wish that more people, in my opinion, cared. I don't think a lot of people do care. And I think that a lot of people, honestly, that spoke on it, you know, still went and saw Barbie. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great social media piece. It's great to talk about it, but who's going to actually be about it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people dressed up, made videos, TikToks, did all of that. And then when they saw the wave, all it takes is one person to make a point. I love how y'all didn't want to see Little Mermaid or didn't support Little Mermaid, but now all of a sudden we running to see this Barbie movie. Now all of a sudden that's the wave on social media. Everybody wants to talk about it, but half those motherfuckers went to go see the movie. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I have nothing against Barbie. I don't really care because I've always been a big advocate of, you know, dolls that look like me. You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't get a doll that looked like me until I was, you know, well into my teens, you know, I don't really care that much about Barbie. You know what I'm saying? I get super excited to see something that represents me and myself. So I didn't even participate. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I just think it's just typical Black people behavior. And I hate to say it, but
I feel like she wanted to say typical nigga behavior, but
I
she's trying to
really
be nice.
did. I'm telling you, it took everything in me.
Just go to, you know, Hertz World is a safe place.
I just
Is a safe
listen. I
space. So
want to
go
be
ahead.
nigg. I want to say niggas gonna be niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas gonna be niggas. Jasmine, what you think?
So I it's a little bit news to me that we didn't go see The Little Mermaid. And I know that's because my life is centered around a 4-year-old little girl, right? So everybody I know went to see it. And that was because, you know, all my friends had, you know, small little girls. Um the movie did gross well, right? I mean, I think that it did okay, but I mean, I guess I'm not terribly surprised by the lack of support again, because when I started asking people about it, as excited as I mean, we were excited when they first announced it. So like we've been excited about this movie for years. um, you know, my child has had, you know, we discuss color and race a lot at my house based off of um, you know, the environment she's been in and daycare, the um kind of people we're around and all of those things. And so, you know, when her was Belle, we watched it. When, you know, The Little Mermaid, we watched it. You know, she prefers Brandy as Cinderella. Shout out to my parenting.
Mm-hmm.
because
Facts.
because because we watch, you know, that's what we do. And so like her point of reference is that. Um Speaking of which, he was trying to play on her tablet. I know you were like, why she just stop talking? Lord. I feel like she heard me say, like, we watched such and such. Ooh, let me go find it. Um, but like those are the types of things that like we make a big deal of at home. Um, if that is not a big deal to you, I feel like people just, I feel like people did tune it out, right? I feel like unless you have some sort of point of reference or kind of image around the Little Mermaid, um, as a child, right? I mean, Little Mermaid wasn't even my movie. Like I wasn't that big of a fan as a kid.
Exactly.
So when it came
Exactly.
out, I was like, oh, I'm just glad she's round, right? Like that was pretty much it.
Hmm.
Um, as far as Barbie is concerned, I honestly, as much as it felt like they were promoting the Little Mermaid, there was so much negativity around it. Barbie has had the marketing budget of the century, right? Barbie has been
Agree.
everywhere. Barbie has been, pushed, with these pop-up events and the whole like giant Barbie boxes and all this other stuff. And so,
Hmm.
I feel like people wanted to be part of this movement almost.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
do think it's funny though, because from what I haven't watched the movie because the other side of it is unfortunately it was billed like, oh, it's a Barbie movie. It's not actually a children's movie. If you think about the song is not child friendly. Like Barbie as a general statement has never been really for children. And so I think people kind of misunderstood and took their kids and did all this stuff. I have a
Mhm.
4-year-old. We ain't going to watch the Barbie movie. If I see the Barbie movie, I'm gonna see it by myself. Like, you know what I mean? My understanding is that the concepts are over her head.
Right.
Um, and so part of me does feel a little bit like as much promotion as this was, jokes on y'all, because y'all went to see this movie and it had an
Hmm.
agenda. Um, so it is a little entertaining to me that that's how this all panned out because people were really jumping on the bandwagon and had really no idea what they were jumping on the bandwagon for.
Just going with the wave.
um,
That's always like that.
Right. They saw
right. It
Barbie
was
and
just
was
like, I just
like,
want to
ooh,
dress pretty.
Put on pink.
Um,
yep.
right. And
I agree
so,
though.
I kind of, yeah, I mean, I said all of that to just kind of say, like, it's hard for me to compare the two. Um, I think that people are not very thoughtful in what they watch and consciously like process why is this way or why is that way. Um, but as far as Barbie's concerned, I'm just laughing a little bit at all of the drama that's come out of the movie when people were so gung ho about going to see it. It's like this is a
Exactly.
feminist film.
And I want
Like
to say
I'm
I
cackling. I'm
agree.
sorry. That's funny to me.
I also feel like there was a lot of support around the Little Mermaid. So I will, agree with you on that. I definitely feel like we went out in droves and we supported Halle Bailey and you know the whole representation matters thing. I think the issue came because it would have been nice to see not necessarily outrage, but I think more so a lack of support for the Barbie movie because of how they did the Little Mermaid. I think it would have been nice for as a community us to just be completely unbothered. But instead, we just do what we do and add that little razzle dazzle to the Barbie, which they never would have had if, you got Nicki Minaj making songs and Ice Spice and everybody making it this movement. But it was like that just was kind of unnecessary, and for what? Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Outside of I'm a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world, I couldn't tell you shit else about Barbie. Um, Maybe that speaks to my age, but I really think that was the issue. I don't think it's honestly, I don't care, but I just think that one person made it an issue, and it just became this wave. And then you sit and you think to yourself, well, I wonder why. Well, because niggas gonna do what niggas do, and go with what's popular and get that content up and get those views and take a cute
I
picture.
do I do think it's interesting that I feel like the Barbie marketing downplayed diversity, right? So as
Oh
much
yeah,
as diversity was central to the Little Mermaid, like as long as I've known about the movie, it was a long time before I knew that Issa was not only in the film but also playing the president. Right?
it was
Like
in this
that's
moment I figured. I did not know until you just told me. I had no idea Issa Rae was in that movie.
and you want to know how I found out? I was on Amazon looking at dolls because my child only gets brown dolls. And
Right.
I was like, oh, this is an Issa doll. And then I was like, Issa doll. And then it was like Barbie the movie. I was like, oh, what? So then I had to go look it up. That's how I found out on Amazon. And so I do think that there was something to that I don't like, right? Like it's like I can't put my finger on it, but I don't like that for Barbie
Specifically because it
itself
was
to
Issa.
represent
I think what's
right,
bothering
and for
you is,
Barbie to represent,
hmm,
I would just say for Issa to represent, I mean, for Barbie to represent kind of this whole you can be anything, literally as the freaking motto, and not play up. Barbie has come. I mean, again, I am addicted and buy my child a lot of stuff, but like, they have all these diverse Barbies. We got more Barbies with froze in the house than like
exactly.
We got a Ken Barbie with dread. I mean, a Ken doll
Ah.
with dread, a Ken doll with cornrows, a Ken like we out here, right? Like we got all the yeah, yeah, yeah. If y'all have not caught up on Barbie and the diversity that exists these days, y'all need to get. We got
Girl.
Barbie in a wheelchair. We got Barbie with a prosthetic. Like,
Oh
why
wow.
wasn't that central to the point of this movie coming out? Right? Like, why did y'all choose to do this the way that you did, knowing how important and central representation is to Barbie?
Exactly.
They wanted it bad.
Right.
Stacey, go ahead.
But they were.
Stacey, go.
But see, here's the thing: they were okay with a different political message, right?
Mhm.
Because they definitely
Exactly.
went the message agenda route, but diversity wasn't part of that. Which is why I think I don't like how it feels, because it feels like y'all had to. I mean, it feels like feminism,
Right. Right.
because that ain't for us.
Hmm.
That's for them. And so, you could put Issa, a person, whomever, as a role in the film, but y'all still got y'all feminist agenda.
Hmm.
And choosing to ignore race or anything else in lieu of I love Issa, but I want to go out on a stretch and say that for the sake of this movie, she was kind of tokenized.
Yeah, she was the token nigga. I'ma say it straight up. And I think it was very intentional to choose her of all people because she's all I want everybody to black to win. You know what I'm saying? And so why was she chosen? Or did she, ask to be a part of it? It's given you're trying to pacify us, and I don't like that either.
Well, I think, and I could be wrong, but I'm looking up now. Um, I think Marseille Martin has something to do with the Barbie.
Really?
Um, I
Have
think
you seen the movie? And is it a movie that exudes ethnicity, like different ethnicities and so on and so forth? Because when I think of
so.
Barbie, I think straight laced white. And I'm really trying to figure out how they incorporated Issa Rae and Marseille Martin into that.
So no, I haven't. I didn't plan on going to see said movie. Didn't plan on being forced to go see said movie. Not taking kids to see said movie. So I don't know if that helps, but yeah. But no, but I saw something. Well, no, let me not misquote. No, she did not have anything to do with the Barbie. But I think, um, Issa, like I said, kind of like Issa's kind of like that it girl right now. Like she's into all type of different bags and getting to her money. So why not use Issa or somebody like Tiffany Haddish or um
Oh
hey this
hell no, Tiffany
something like
Haddish.
that. Hey,
Uh-uh.
hey.
But see, I get where you going with this, but we gotta call a spade. Like they chose Issa for a reason, right? And I love Issa. I think Issa is representative of Black women and Black girls who have often not been depicted in media, right? And I'm talking from everything to, you want to go back to Awkward Black Girl, like all the way. And will forever, you know, rock with her for that reason. However, um, you can't forget Issa was Awkward Black Girl, right? And that's a type, right? It's become a type. Um, I don't know if they're not pulling anybody else for this film that I think is in media, a black woman in media today. I
Right,
don't know anybody else who they're pulling to play this role.
right, right.
Yeah, I don't really see it. Um, but no. Leave your thoughts, your
I do
comments, your
appreciate that she's a
concerns.
chocolate girl, though. I'm just saying.
I do. Leave your thoughts, comments, and everything in. Leave your stuff in the comment section below. Let us know how you feel about it. We're gonna go to break, pay some bills, listen for the Bye Bye Belly Juice commercial. We'll be right back with more Herc's World. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, to be Hurt. And if she says I'm not, that hoe a liar. Man, we just let's talk about the Barbie movie. But let's get messier. I've been gone for 2 weeks, so y'all didn't get my take on Carly Russell. Um Carly Russell. If you don't know the story, which I kind of find it hard to believe that you don't, basically says she saw a little white baby on the interstate, and then she disappeared for 2 days, came back 2 days later, had all these people using all this money and resources to look for her and find her, and she wasn't really missing. Came up with this story, had a whole big press conference. Turned out she was lying. She wasn't missing. She just ran away. And now she about to go to jail. Before I give my opinion on Carly, I'm gonna let Stacy go first. I just know. I know she gonna give me one. So, Stace, what's your
All
take
right,
on it?
my opinion, honest to God, and it's not as long winded as you might think it's gonna be. It's very cut and dry. Carly lied. Carly got caught in her lie. A lot of money was spent on that lie, and I don't give a fuck. And that's basically it. These little white bitches lie all the fucking time. And nobody ever fucking talks about it. Nobody ever complains. Yes, I said it. Call me what you want to call me. They lie all the time. They get caught in their lies. Nobody talks about it. I don't give a fuck that Carly lied. I don't care that they spent the resources. I don't care. Everybody wants to make me. And see, here's the thing with black folk. This is why I always say about us. We go so hard on each other, but nobody else gets that same heat. If this was a little white bitch named Annabelle, I'm telling you, this story would have been swept under the rug and nobody would have gave a single fuck. But because it's Carly, okay, they got her calling her Carly Smollett. Black people have taken this and drug it for weeks. And it's us. It's not even the white folks. We're damn near putting our foot on these white people's necks and telling them to go get that girl. Oh, I'm so mad. All the AKAs mad. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't care. So fucking what? Next. You know what I'm saying? Let's just make sure that we continue to put our energy into finding people that are missing. Look, you got people like, I'm so upset because there's so many other black girls that are missing. And you know what? You didn't give a fuck about those girls until Carly ass went missing. So save that shit. You didn't give a damn about the hundreds and thousands of other black girls that were missing until you had a reason to jump online and say, oh, I'm mad at Carly because ... I don't fucking care. I hope the girl don't go to jail. I hope she don't have to pay any money. I hope that she get the mental help that she need. Honestly, I don't even think she's mental health. I think she made a joke and it just went too far. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she didn't think she was that important. And we just ran with that shit. Next thing you know, you got Tamika Mallory and goddamn DL Hughley online talking about let's find this girl, and it just went crazy. I think, and she was just like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But eventually she had to come home because I guess, it got to the point where they were going to bust through somebody's door. So I say all that to say, I don't care. And that's that.
Thanks. Can I ask one quick clarifying question real quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Am I correct in summarizing that you don't care?
Girl, spot on.
I just wanted to make sure.
Girl, I don't care, child.
Can that be summarized as I don't give a fuck? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jasmine, do you want to follow that, or do
I
you want me
mean-
to go?
Well, I'm gonna follow it because I'm gonna say something else crazy.
Oh, shit. Go ahead.
We Uncle Tom in this.
Ooh.
We Uncle Tom in this.
Okay.
We out here going to get her. She ran. I know where she went, right? So I am upset. So I am upset that there are groups of people literally, right, mad and want the world to know how mad they are so they can disassociate themselves. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not like the others.
Right? Okay.
Well, the problem I have always had with respectability politics, right, is we justify treatment by saying, oh, if you don't do this, this won't happen. And what we fail to realize at the end of the day, we are fighting an illogical construct.
Yep.
Let's all go back to the basics. Race is a construct. There is no justification for Black people deserve this and white people deserve that. So for y'all to be out here peddling some sort of a story to justify her behavior, justify why ... and we would never, and oh, she used all them resources. I mean, resources? You know what we could do with some resources?
Okay.
Let's talk about resources, because I mean, for the amount of money that we spent looking for her, right? The amount of money is nothing compared to the amount of money that we spend on nonsense BS that would keep people off the streets.
Exactly.
I don't care about that money. You know what I could do with that money? Like, no, y'all, you can't go catch her. You're not gonna get a reward for bringing her back. Like, no.
And let's talk about the self-righteousness of it all. She's 25. And all I'm going to say is this. We went to Alabama State, all three of us. At some point, we went to Alabama State. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Because some of the stuff we saw, witnessed, experienced, or even did. Listen. If social media was the monster it is today when we were in college. So I'm not trying to hear none of that. I got people, and I know what the fuck they was hanging off the side of Bessie Benson talking about.
Sorry.
Oh, Carly was so wrong, girl.
Let me go on record and say I didn't do none of that stuff at Alabama State. I was a wholesome young man, and I didn't have girls sneaking in my room. I didn't do that at Russ either. All right, maybe I'm lying about both of those, but I did do some stupid shit. Continue.
It's just people always act like, they're so above. And there's nothing that annoys me more than that, because one thing that I try to do, and maybe just because I work in education or because I have children of my own, or maybe because I just haven't reached the age where I don't remember being 18, being 25, even being 30, I give grace where grace is due. And again, like I said, I'm not giving Carly the mental health run. I think that people do dumb shit all the time. And for people to act like they're so above it is insane. You know what I'm saying? Give this girl some grace. Leave her alone. She fucked up. And, I'm sure that she's going to be paying for that for a good bulk of her life, maybe until she gets old enough to where nobody recognizes her. But, give her some grace, especially us as Black people. We are so much harder on each other than we are on anybody else. And I hate that. I hate it.
So,
well, if people gonna be outraged, I want to be mad at the boyfriend. Um,
Who has a
be
gig in
mad at
Atlanta?
this ninja
right.
Got a
That
gig
man,
at the
because
club in Atlanta?
right. I saw that on
this
Instagram
ninja
today.
been on more lives
Mm-hmm.
and interviews and everything else on both sides of the situation when she was missing and when she wasn't. Because am I wrong to say that he was running around saying my girlfriend when she was missing, and now it's his ex-girlfriend now that she's.
Oh yeah. He's milking this for
I'm just
everything
saying.
he can.
I'm
Now,
just saying. And can I
if you,
also acknowledge the fact that I don't know what girl did what she did. I really don't. But what I hear is there was some foolishness surrounding him.
Oh,
I
not
did,
not a
Now,
cry for attention, and it went
I did
viral.
hear that. I did
and
hear
then this
that.
fool is milking it for all the attention he can find.
Literally.
Yeah, attention whore. And I'm talking about him.
All right.
Sit your
So,
ass down. Somebody tell him to sit his ass down.
Yeah, sit
Okay,
down,
I'm gonna say,
Tomar.
sit your
Whatever
ass
the fuck
down.
his name is. That sounds like a fucking disease. Tomar.
Sit
You
your
know?
ass down.
so
Talking
being
about
the
my ex girlfriend. Ooh, I would whip his ass if I saw him in the street.
Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. Somebody need to Will Smith his ass. Like, the fuck?
so being the only guy on the panel today, um, get your bag, King. Do you? I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Don't make me
Um,
call you by your government name on this here podcast.
I'm just playing.
I'm doing a
All
real
right.
good job today. You know I've been in slipped.
I know. All right. So, Carly, I agree with all that. Like you were looking for some attention. And this is how. So this is where Carly made her mistake. Carly said she saw a little white baby. Had she just said she saw a baby and described a baby that looked like, I don't know, black,
Us? Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have batted a fucking eye. That's one.
I agree.
Two, Carly, you're going to jail. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. You're going to jail. Not you going to jail for lying, but you going to jail for lying in Alabama, where they notoriously don't fucking like us. So that's you going to jail for that. And they're gonna probably make an example out of you because you pissed off some white folks in Alabama because they wasn't really looking for your ass. They were looking for this little white baby that you said you saw. Had you said this was a little black baby, we would not know shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
But you
no.
made the cardinal mistake of saying, "Oh, I saw a little white child on I-20, and then do you disappear?"
Mm-hmm.
That was your cardinal mistake. I hate to say it like that, but let's just be 100% honest. Both ladies on the panel have said they don't really give a fuck about us.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's hundreds and thousands of missing black girls out there right now that don't get half the attention that fucking John Benet Ramsey got for,
Oh, let's talk about it.
for
Where's
10,
Asia Degree?
like
Okay.
what, 10, 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's been
Like
longer than that.
like they've been talking about John Benet for like 20 years.
Let's talk about it.
But, it's a whole bunch of young black women that go missing. Ludacris made a whole fucking song about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk about that. Carly, your only mistake was you said a little white baby. Had you said a little baby was missing and he looked like, JoJo down the street, you would have got away with this shit.
Yep.
Then you had your mama and daddy get on TV. Your dad looked like he won't have shit to do with this. No, he was just there. Your mama was gonna ride, like your mama, your rider. Like she kept on with it. Oh, just bring my baby home. I just don't know what to do. All that great.
Shout out to Block Mamas everywhere.
Okay.
Right. She gonna ride with her baby.
Every time.
But your cardinal mistake, you said you saw a little white baby. Had you said you saw a little black kid, you could have been gone for about a week. It probably would have extended maybe to the southern states, like at Georgia, Tennessee, all that. We'd have talked about it for like a week, maybe a week and a half, and it'd be done. But you said a little white baby. Now you become a meme. You've got people. You about to get kicked out of your sorority because you can't holler AKA no more.
That part.
Shout out to the AKAs though.
They disown her with the quickness.
You can't wear that. You can't claim that. Your mama gonna rock with you, but your daddy mad as hell. Your man out here, he done broke up with you, but he about to be in Atlanta, at promoting this. What I think it's in a What the fuck is he doing in Atlanta?
I don't care. We not gonna say nothing he doing. I hope nobody go.
Oh, they going because they. Oh, they going because
no.
They going because it's gonna be females. They be like, oh, he kind of cute.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, they gonna see him and he kind of cute. I'm gonna go see him. Take pictures with him. He gonna dap a couple folks up. He gonna get some more money.
Oh hell no!
Can I say something?
Sure.
That since we talked about the seriousness of it all, and I understand that, there are a couple things that I would like to point out that I found questionable. So I do feel bad for her family. I really do. Because you love your child no matter what, right? And this is a big one, right? It's not like, oh, she just told a little story. Like this ain't no, I cheated on my math test. So I do feel bad. But the details that I'm specifically talking about. One, she stopped by Target to get some snacks.
And a bonnet.
And then it took a winner.
Shorty is crazy. Got some Takis and some
Target, and we can't find the snacks in the car.
And you got cheeses. Like, you didn't get the good snacks and shit.
Like she got Werthers. Look like you from 19.
Come on, man.
Look, my dad eats Werthers.
Number two, I don't know why it tickled me so much that whenever they talked about what was discovered and left at the car, it was like her cell phone and her wig.
Black women don't leave their wig nowhere.
Ain't nobody leaving their wig.
You feel me? Like she
not
really,
voluntarily.
She wanted that nigga to be pressed. Okay.
Right. Like, come on, bro.
That was the only thing that kept hope alive for me. I was like, the story may sound a little sketch, But ain't nobody leaving their wig behind. So she must have been taken against.
You ain't gonna need this. Come here, bitch. What? My wig? Yeah.
I would have been like, let me go back and get it.
Okay.
I'm
So
just saying.
I know it before when I first started talking, I said get your money, King. But now that I've actually read what the fuck he was actually trying to promote in Atlanta, this may be the dumbest shit ever. Um, he was hosting a search and rescue club event in the hopes of finding love.
Wow.
So your ex-girlfriend fakes her own kidnapping to get your attention, and you think it's a great idea to host a party in Atlanta to find your new boo?
I hate that nigga.
And folks was like, bruh.
She's already shown that she's crazy enough to do something like what she did. The fact that he would take it that far, see, this how folks be getting.
All he proving is why she went crazy.
Uh-huh.
Right. That's an episode of Snap waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I ain't gonna kidnap myself, but I might fuck you up. Like
Oh, some real shit.
he sound like
I lie to
he's
you
a piece of
not.
work. I hope no, I hope he's sitting there by himself, search and rescue this.
Well, no, it's canceled because
Good.
his lawyer said it's not a good idea.
No.
So somebody in his lawyer's office
You need
like,
to smack upside his head.
No, for
Just
real.
one good time. Like dummy.
you shouldn't do that, pimp. You should this is not one of the things you should do. You should go sit down.
Please make him go sit down.
So, but his event is canceled as of right now. Like 5 hours ago, it was canceled. Not
I do have
saying
one
they
more
won't.
question.
What?
Where was she the whole time?
At the hotel.
Oh.
She was at a Red Roof Inn.
No, I don't think I knew that.
I didn't know that.
No, so from what I've seen and what I read, she left her wig and all the stuff at in a car, and then
Took
she
her facts.
walked over to like a Red Roof Inn in a road from her job and checked into the Red Roof Inn, and that's where she was. And when it caught, the attention of the right people, and when I say right people, I mean air quotes, like like you said, D.L. Hughley and them. She was like, "Oh shit, it wasn't supposed to go that far." Then she walked home, or walked, to her mom and daddy house. So and now that I think about it, if you walked to your mama, if you were able to walk to your mom and daddy house, and all these folks supposedly looking for you, were they really looking for you? Because if you was at the Red Roof Inn and you were able to come out the room, walk to your mom and daddy house, and nobody saw you, like did no homeless person see you, you didn't, come up in no security cameras.
Well, remember, she didn't have her wig on.
What's funny about it is people I would talk to were like, she's hiding in plain sight. Like she, you know what I mean? Like people do it all the time, right? Like from a perspective of the number of people who, you don't see, and I put see in air quotes, like until you need to quote unquote see them, is crazy. Like anytime there's some sort of a tragedy, people go, I never saw such and such, right? And it's like, that's just how we live our lives, right? We don't pay attention until we need to pay attention. And by the end, it's usually too late.
Or because you're in Alabama, all black people look alike. So that's not her. That's somebody else. That was her. But we'll see what happens to Carly.
I'm gonna leave
Supposedly,
Carly alone in just 1 minute, but I got one more thing.
you and these questions. What now?
Why she lied once she got to the police? Like, her story didn't even. I think they took some pictures of me in the
It was
back
a
of a van.
it was a man and a woman. I was in the back of a van. They made me strip naked. They took pictures of me, but I don't know if they posted. Like, what?
And
Carly,
I feel like you had 48 hours. Okay, let's say you didn't have your story together before you decided to do this, but then you had 48 hours to come up with a better story, and that's the best you could come up with?
this is gonna be the wrong thing to say,
I would have
but
roughed myself up or something.
this is the wrong thing to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If you were a Red Roof Inn, there's a TV at this Red Roof Inn. You went missing on like a Thursday or a Friday. Between Thursday, Friday, and the day you came back, USA or Ion aired a Law and Order SVU marathon at least one of them goddamn days. You could come up with shit from an SVU marathon. SVU marathon to come up with a better story than what the hell you said.
Facts.
Like, I watch SVU every goddamn
Every
day.
episode. And the fact that she thought she could just walk home and nobody was gonna question that. Like, bitch. Okay, go ahead.
So I would have been found in the forest. Like, I
You
would
know
have,
what I'm
like, they would have
saying?
been like,
Right,
"Ooh, she fell,"
something.
and she was trying to run. I was trying to run, and then I was in the woods and I fell down, and I've been there drinking my pee for 8 hours. I don't know.
Bruh, because like,
And you
you
know
see,
what?
like,
People might still we may not even be here.
Uh-huh.
People be like, "Oh my god, that was a traumatizing experience."
right, and they probably would have left her alone. Like, we don't want to press you. We know it's a
Girl,
trauma.
roll around in some leaves,
Something
Mhm.
cut your leg up a little bit, be dehydrated. You shouldn't have ate some damn snacks.
like Finn would have looked at her like, this bitch is dumb, but I believe her. You know, like
Right,
he
right.
like he would eventually know you were lying, but Finn would have been like, it's kind of believable, you know. But you would think, look, I'm not saying for anybody that's listening, please don't fake your own kidnapping. But if you're gonna do something like that, at least have watched enough episodes of Law and Order SVU to put up a decent cover story, so
Okay,
you
do
don't
it
look
right.
dumb,
Do it right.
or Criminal Minds or some shit. Be
Mm-hmm.
creative.
You know what's interesting though is I at this point early on I felt like the police, while they were being, I think they've been incredibly discreet throughout the whole thing, right? Because the way they even shared details was real spotty. And I was like, you can't tell me they ain't investigating this and have some answers at this point, right? And a
Right.
lot of that stuff didn't come out till after the fact. But like when I saw the surveillance video of her car pulling off to the side of the road and then they didn't say anything else, I was like, so y'all didn't keep watching? Help me
Mm-hmm.
understand. Because if a car came up, y'all would have caught that too, right? Like, so that was what tipped me off to say that like the police knows what's happened here. They may not know the details. It does make it feel a little weird that they kind of went along with it, and part of it was I feel like somebody in diversity and inclusion was like, "Yo, we can't we can't show up like this, so we about to milk it to the end." Just like everybody else, because they couldn't say like, we have reason to believe this isn't true, but at the same time, they had to have known. You can't tell me somebody didn't keep watching the surveillance video and go, "Wasn't no car that pulled up. Last was walking
Right,
down the goddamn street."
right. Like,
Well, I have go.
somebody watched that tape and was like, "Look, Lieutenant, she lying, but Go on out there and say what you need to say, but she lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they were like the optics of all the details that had already been released around, a person's abandoned car. You assume there has to have been foul play, and they just didn't feel like that it was worth the optics of kind of saying, this isn't going to pan out.
Yeah, it was us, black people, that made this a thing. Honestly, it
Yeah,
was
on
us.
both sides. Yeah,
Yeah.
We
all of it.
did,
I don't know.
but Carly, I don't know what's gonna happen to you. I do know you going to jail because you made white folks look bad and you made them spend some of their money. But I hope you get the attention and the things that you need to prosper in life. And you rebound from this situation one day. If nothing else, ladies, if your man's not giving you attention, don't fake a kidnapping. Sleep with his
Find a
brother.
new man.
I don't know. Um, make
And this
love.
one was trash.
Straight up.
Don't sleep. Well, no, don't sleep with his cousin. Don't sleep with his brother. Sleep with his cousin. Um, there you go. Or go find a new man. I don't know. It's a lot of us out here. But we'll be right back with more Herc's World, man. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, to be hurt. And we just got done talking about Carly Russell, not Carly Ray. I had two other topics to talk about, but I'm gonna scratch those, and we're gonna end the show with this topic right here, because I feel like this is a interesting topic to talk about with two women, and I just wanted y'all opinions on the subject. So, Jess Hilarious, last week came under some fire because she did not want to be referred to as a cis woman. Why does she want to be not be referred to as a cis woman? Because there was somebody on, I think it was like TikTok or some other social media site that said something along the lines of women or cis women don't own periods or some periods, and I think pregnancy, but I know it's periods. Um, and I was like, okay, I don't. I'm not trying to get canceled, but and when I say that, I mean I am all for inclusion. I support. I'm an ally. I get all that. But some of these transgender men who want to be women
Some of these niggas.
are going a little bit too far. I understand you want to be seen as a woman, like those are your pronouns. I get all that. Go off, whatever. But at the end of the day, whether you get surgery or not, you still got a dick. You can't get pregnant. You can't get a period. And the fact that you want to sit here and tell a woman like that was born a woman that she is not entitled to those two things, to me, is fucking mind blowing. Um, Before y'all comment, I'm gonna see if I can find a little quick clip of the video. So y'all can kind of, and then y'all can give y'all take on it. All right, let's see. I just need the clip. I don't need the whole thing. Give me a second. I pay for a lot of things. YouTube Premium isn't one of them, so I had to watch the ad. My bad.
But you got game money though. Okay.
I mean, hey, like I pay for what I pay for. Like YouTube Premium just isn't one of them things.
Neither is Monopoly Go Card.
Okay.
I mean, hey, Monopoly Go relaxes me. YouTube Premium,
No, I'm talking about the cards.
oh, I mean that relaxes me.
But I want my $5.
Oh, okay. People in hell want ice water. Here we, I'm just saying they do. There's not like a quick clip of this. I know where to go. When all else fails, go to TikTok. Because TikTok have everything. I don't know how they get everything, but TikTok got every goddamn thing.
That's why they trying to take it away from us. And
All right,
by
here
us,
you
I
go.
mean y'all. Who
Who the fuck stands up
I
for
found it.
us
Here
and
we go.
us for us? Who to stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that. Like,
So that's what she actually said. And that's why people feel like she should be canceled. Um, but because a trans woman said womanhood and periods don't belong to biological women. Ladies, whoever wants to go first, please.
when someone's been.
What are your comments?
So,
You got this, girl. Go ahead.
so I can I just talk about cancel culture instead?
Sure.
I mean, that doesn't answer the question. That's me avoiding it. So, there's something inherently wrong, right, with the concept of cancel culture. So that's problem number one. I'm not interested necessarily in a conversation of right and wrong. What I am interested in is the fact that that's just something that a lot of people feel. She just said it out loud, right? And people have said far worse, right? And not to say that, you can necessarily grade how it makes someone feel, but there are definitely worse things that have been said about the transgender community. Like, I do feel like this is mild and not necessarily cancel worthy. Um, it was also a reaction to something, and it probably wasn't as thought through as it should have been. It probably shouldn't have been shared. Blah 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 blah. But I mean, she said things that that a lot of people say behind closed doors, and I don't um, necessarily know if it was malicious, but rather a um, emotional kind of response to what it is to be female in the world, and feeling like people are constantly playing down all the things that come with womanhood. right, wrong, and different. Not really for me to say, right? I'm not part of the community. I just don't think that it is something that came from a place of like, oh, you know, I am anti, or um, I'm trying to take rights away, or devalue people. Should like I don't think any of that was really there. And what I tell people a lot is, just because someone says something affirmative about themselves doesn't necessarily mean that they're saying something negative about you, right? And so, yeah, it was a response to that statement, but I think it was also partially just claiming, like, okay, yeah, she probably went a little too far with the straight jacket comment, but I do think that like, the underlying message was, I want this for myself. I do believe that I want this for myself can be seen in a lot of communities. Um, and we may articulate it differently. Um, but I understand the sentiment behind the statement.
Okay.
I would say that my thoughts are, you know, I I don't care about being canceled or about people hating me. I think that people are tired of the trans community specifically, because I hate including them into like LGB and all of that everything, because whatever. But I think that the trans community specifically, I think people are just tired of them playing in our faces. Be whomever you want to be, as long as you have a clear understanding of who you are. And when I say that, I mean, if you want to dress up and be a woman, whatever, that's fine. But just understand that that comes with limits. You will never be a biological woman, no different than you will never be a biological man. And I don't even want to say it's right or it's wrong or this is right. This is just facts. It's just facts. And for me specifically, there's nothing that I hate more than somebody like intentionally trying to confuse me or make me feel like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Outside of that, you can do what you want to do, be whom you want to be, but there are limitations to that. And the problem with the trans community is that they don't want limitations. They want to do whatever they want to do. They want to rewrite the laws of biology. They want to rewrite everything to center around who they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not right. And it's not fair, because it's going too far to say stuff like women are gatekeeping periods. Listen, if you want a period, you can have it. You know what I'm saying? But how ignorant and asinine is that to say that women are like we're holding it from them. We're choosing to take it away. No, the reality of it is you're not a woman. You want to be, and you're just antagonizing us and doing everything that you can to try to create this delusion, and have everybody playing with it, and then using the scope of being gay or lesbian or trans, using the community to back you because it's supposedly so powerful. I don't give a shit about it. And to be honest, it's creating unnecessary anger and unnecessary dislike. It's getting to a point where nobody would, at least for me, I've never cared. I have friends that are part of the community, and I never cared. But when it comes down to transgender, I have an issue with it, straight up. And this is why. And then to speak out against it, like what Jess Hilarious did, I don't think she said anything wrong. And I don't think anything that she said was offensive. She was just spitting facts. And if it hurts your feelings, oh fucking well. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, to speak out against what they say, you instantly become phobic, or instantly it's about, oh, you hate. Those are the kind of terms that are thrown out when you speak out against anything that the LGBTQIA, I think, community says or does. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a shit whose feelings I hurt. My feelings are hurt every time someone goes around calling me sis. I mean, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? I have all brothers. Don't call me sis anything. I don't have a sister. You know what I'm saying? But I just get tired of it and I get fed up and I feel like it is people trying to, play in our faces, and I'm tired of it. So I don't think and I'm not even a big fan of Jess Hilarious because she say a lot of stupid shit that just gets real aggravating after a while. But I do agree with her on that. Like, quit with the bullshit. You talking about pregnancy and uh, 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 getting menstrual cycles and stuff that they're like no one can help. The problem is you've done everything else to become a woman, but there are just some things that you cannot have. You will never have a uterus. You understand what I'm saying? You will never be able to have children. There are some things you cannot buy with money. Okay? You cannot attach. You cannot go get a surgery. And it's pissing them off. So instead, they just decide they're just going to lie. And that's really all it is. They're going to create a delusion and have us all playing in this little bubble of delusions that they created. That shit is mad annoying. I'm over it. Like, I could talk for days about that stupid shit. I'm over it. And I don't give a shit whose feelings I hurt. Come see me. What's up? Because I do fight niggas. Yeah, I said it. What's up?
The thoughts and expressions of Stace are not those thoughts and opinions of Herc's World. But no, I will say this. I've grown up. I'm surrounded by women on a daily basis. The amount of shit and pain and just mood swings that comes with a period, I don't want none of that shit. So y'all, more power to y'all. So that's one for me. Two, I understand both of both of y'all's takes on it. As far as like the whole cancel thing, I feel like we as a country have gotten really, really fucking soft. Where you can't say things or you can't look at somebody or you can't have a difference of opinion because everybody is so, oh, you can't say that or you can't do that. When 10 years ago, like it was acceptable. So I feel like we've, just gotten soft as a country. So that's one. Two, and then, on the fact of you can't really speak out against it or it's considered hate. I feel like that is a lot. There's a lot of that going. It's a lot of that going on too. And I feel like, and I'm not saying they have an agenda, but
You're not?
they do. Because I say that I say this because it's in the last, I want to say, like 7 to 10 years, same sex, transgender, all these different things have been really pushed to the forefront of media. And when I like so it's always been like, when we were growing up, it was kind of hinted at, but it was never, you just never really came out and said it.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the Rugrats, you knew like Feeling Little Mama may have been gay or she may have been like bisexual, but they never really came out and said it.
And they gave her a husband for the image of it all.
Right. For
right.
For the image.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, oh well, and I'm trying to think of a pot. So let's take Power for example. I know that's like a big jump, but let's just take Power. You could have taken Power Book 2, and Drew could have had any woman that he wanted, but Drew had to be gay, and you had to see Drew every goddamn week either pile drive or get pile driven by a dude every goddamn week. But that's just the new wave now. Like
Yeah.
we ain't see Diana get one. Okay, we did see that. We saw Diana get it in. We ain't see Kane get it in. We may have saw Tariq once or twice, but if nothing else, you saw Drew get it in every week on Power. When you watched P Valley, you knew once it came out that Lil Murder was bisexual or undercover, and he was feeling Uncle Clifford. You had to see that every single fucking week. Why? We know, we get it. They gay or they bisexual or whatever. We get it. We see it. Why we got to see it every week? Like when they introduce a lesbian couple on a different show on a particular show, oh, they're lesbians. You may see them kiss, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's two gay dudes, oh, you got to see that shit every fucking week.
I think that a lot of that plays into just, dare I say, representation matters. And I think that behind the cameras of a lot of these shows or writing or whomever, there may be um, gay or lesbian people, and they want their stories to be a part of everyone else's stories. Um, and I understand that. Do I think that there's an agenda there? Of course, the agenda is to get everyone on board, is to normalize um, that particular behavior, to make it okay, to make it, again, like I said, normalize it. And um, do I have a problem with it? No. But I would say that the only thing that I do have a problem with is the and this just plays into my beliefs, not necessarily into me being up in an uproar about it, but I would prefer not to see those in kid shows just because I don't agree with it. But at the same time, I could also say that just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that um I would get mad or angry or want to protest because I do see it. I just feel like, again, that just plays into that agenda. And, um, you know, unfortunately, I feel like being a part of the community is, there's just so many people who don't agree with it. And it's not, you know what, I'm just going to hush because I ain't going to get into the gay lesbian shit. I said what I said about transgender people, and that's that. And I stand by it. But with the rest of the community, I'm just gonna hush because I do not really have any issues there, and I'm not gonna start any talking shit. So I'm just gonna let that be what it is. As to not offend people that I do love and care about, I'm just gonna let that be what it is.
Yeah, I think what's interesting. So I look at it two ways. Representation is interesting, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I do think that representation surrounding um, gender identity, sexual orientation has taken a very different appearance in media than representation for things like disabilities and race and
Mm-hmm.
other
Yep.
areas, right? And I think it kind of
Right.
goes back to what I was attempting to say earlier, which is I know and understand this concept of I want something for me
Mm-hmm.
by people who um, are being labeled as hating on someone else, right? It's like I, as a woman, want to feel like I can make these statements around, again, menstrual cycles or pregnancy without people saying, oh, you don't get to do that. And if you do
Right.
do that, you're, you know, transphobic. And those things aren't true, right? And so
Right.
we don't look the same way at, and I don't know how I feel, I'm kind of making this statement, but I don't know how I feel about likening all of the other isms
Mm-hmm.
to race and gender identity and all those things, but at the very core of it, I do feel like there's a big we would never say that someone on the street referring to some black people and saying, oh, you like to eat watermelon is the same thing as a lynching. Right. And
Right.
so I don't think you can do that with gender identity either. Right. So you can't go full to the far extreme and say, oh, you know what? They don't like transgender people. I don't, I think that's a leap and I don't know how we get there. And I think it's unfair um, to make that assumption. The other piece of this, and as a person who's not part of um, the transgender community, I wonder, do they have conversations amongst each other like we have conversations amongst ourselves about blackness or whatever? Because
Mm-hmm.
somebody had to be, I think, in the background, somebody going, "Don't listen to that because that's some bullshit." Because
Right.
what you can't, because I'm talking about the original statement now, right? I
Right.
have more to say about the original statement than I do about the reaction, and the reason I do is because I feel like there's all these extremists who give people who are just fighting for equality a bad name. And they take it to this level and create, again, like you said, this hate that's undeserving and doesn't really represent people who are talking about equality and acceptance. Most of them are like, I never said that. And I would never
Okay.
say that because that's just not fair. But that's what you hear, and that's what drives the conversation and what drives the anger and the fear and the phobia and all of that stuff, because that's what is fanning the flames of all the foolishness. Because I would argue that for you to say something like that, well, what is that? Where does that leave as a person again within the transgender community? Where does that leave um, transgender people who transition female to male?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And that's some
How could you
bullshit
say
too.
something like that when that's not you, number one. And number two, that's ignoring the fact that those biological women who transition to male, yes, they still do have menstrual cycles. Yes, they still
Absolutely.
do get
And
pregnant.
they can
So
have
what are you
babies.
saying
Yeah.
about them?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that the other side of it too, and like I said, maybe these conversations happen internal to the community because like we check people all the time, like you stupid, don't say nothing else. But I'm wondering, are they grabbing them up, going like, you are setting us back because that was just dumb at the end of the day. And yeah, like I said, it's a visceral response to it, but the original comment is problematic, and we can't pretend that it wasn't problematic because the person happens to be transgender. People of all races, creeds, gender identities, abilities, all that stuff say dumb shit, just like just like everybody got somebody stupid, everybody got, it it doesn't have a label, and that was dumb. That was dumb. That was rude, that was disrespectful to say, period. Um, and just because this person happens to be transgender doesn't mean that we don't address it in some way. I'm not saying that what she said is correct or right, or again, that she went too far. I don't really care about the right or wrong of it all, but I should be able to say that that was a stupid comment, even though I'm not part of the transgender community. Because even at the most academic level, if you look at gender studies, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like all day long. That's just a messed up thing to say. Um, and I'm always going to take it back to like, let's go facts, let's go science, let's go what people are actually researching. And no one is is on the in the political, social media, all that stuff conversation is acknowledging the fact that, you know, the face of transgender has become one thing. Whereas the very core, we were having a conversation about people who are intersex, right? We were having a conversation about identity. We were having a conversation that didn't necessarily include reproductive organs, right? All of those things are still conversations to be had,
Yeah.
not this surface level BS around, I want to talk about, how I'm oppressed as a female as a transition person that's male to female. Like that's just, I think that's muddying the waters. I think that's clouding the real conversation. And that, I'd actually much rather be having a conversation about athletes who are being excluded from sports because of their reproductive organs. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why that's a problem, right? Um, versus you don't get to tell me I can't be pregnant. Well, I mean, I can say that because okay.
It's just exhausting, and I think that, um, as you like you mentioned, I think that the extremists who are heading, the charge for the most part, have muddied the waters, not only with simply understanding what's happening, because, and here's something that, it might be an unpopular opinion. I personally believe that being a part of the community is a choice. Now that's to be argued down to the core, because, some people would say, well, no, I was born this way. I don't care, whatever. But I think that the waters get muddied when you throw all these other variables in the mix, and now you have a good majority of people who are just confused. And confusion brings on misunderstanding and fear and so on and so forth. And it just becomes this constant battle where we have to have conversations like this, when, like you said, at the heart of this charge, it was supposed to be about equality and not being discriminated against. Now it's become something completely different, and these extremists have pushed so many agendas, and there's so many angles, and they're saying so much stupid shit that it's actually creating anger and more confusion and hatred, and, people not wanting to be associated with, and so on and so forth. I just hate that, because I think that most people just don't care what a person chooses to be and do and identify as in 2023. It is normal. And yet, we, again, like I said, we have to have these conversations, which are completely unnecessary, because you always have some dumbass that's going and doing or saying something stupid and getting a lot of attention for it. And, like you mentioned again, Jasmine, not being checked by their own. Someone else in the trans community should have spoken out, about, like, yeah, that's insane, to represent them, you know? So that
Right.
you don't have millions of people thinking that all trans people feel this way. Show us something different. It's just exhausting. It really is. It's exhausting. Which is why, outside of this podcast, I didn't even bother to speak on it.
Well, I'm glad that y'all both took out the time to kind of elaborate and just speak on it. And y'all felt confident and cool enough to speak on it on Herc's World. Be who you are, whatever that may be. Love who you want to love. Be who you want to be with. All that, everybody's included. But don't say crazy. And I don't want to. And I don't want to say don't. I won't say don't say crazy shit. But like,
Be true to yourself, your
be true
real
to
self.
yourself, and think before you post. Sometimes, like the one of the main things I always learned was think before you post, because like if you post this, is this gonna get the reaction or the attention that you want? Um, because you could have situations like this. But we gonna go to break, and then we'll be back with more Herc's World. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, the Big Herc. And man, we just been kicking it. We're gonna wrap it up here. Um, I know y'all been kind of missing songs that you should not have been singing as a kid. I have one from my childhood, and I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have been singing that, but I was. All right, so this week's song is by Marcus Houston. And the name of this song is called Naked. And this is a song you shouldn't have been singing loud as hell as a kid. So I'm playing a little snippet. Y'all go listen to the rest.
Outside, I'll make your love come down. So baby, now it's time. Just can't wait no more. I'm gonna give you what your body's been crying for. And if you tell me yes, I'll lay it down.
All right, that's all I can play for y'all because YouTube's gonna flag it, and I don't want that problem. But go listen to Naked by Marcus Houston on that album also, because Naked is actually was also the name of the album. There's a song called Sex With You. Still a banger. Marcus Houston was in the news a couple months ago with talking about his wife.
Child bride.
Toddler.
That woman was 18.
Not when they met.
No, she was not 18 when they met.
No, when they originally met, she was like 13 or 14. And
Right.
he waited until she turned like 18. And
Go home, Roger.
yeah. Take your ass home. And leave her with her parents.
And can we just acknowledge at the beginning of that song, what kind of moaning? Okay, I don't think you listen to songs differently when you're. I'm like, what is he?
Yeah, he straight got R. Kelly after that.
Talking about? Okay.
Hey,
and now I'll forever think about him and his child bride.
Always.
Why? Let that man.
Nope.
Let that man live.
Nope.
He waited.
He can. I look.
The man said he waited till she turned 18.
That means
and the fact that he said that statement tells me that he consciously knows that there's something wrong here.
Look, I am not condoning what the man did, but he said
if you got to defend it, you.
He said he waited. That's all I said. That's all I'm saying. He said he waited.
That's what I'm saying. He defended. For him to have to come out and say, I waited, tells me that was a conscious decision.
Mm-hmm. And that he
didn't fall in love with her.
She was a minor.
Grown ass self. Shit, I don't know. Marcus Houston probably too old for me. Damn.
Is he old? Is he too old for you?
He's in his mid-40s.
I mean, at my age, yeah, I've done it, but technically.
You want to be a sugar baby.
I mean, you
technically,
old. He's only 41. So,
41 to 18 is wild, but okay.
He's 41.
That is wild.
His wife is...
Oh, look, she probably can drink now.
Mm-hmm. Was she 22, 23 now?
No.
She probably like 21.
Well, no. So, according to this, she was 17 when they met. So, he would have been... Well, she's 22 now. Wait. So she's 19 now.
Oh my gosh.
No,
You're
no, no,
making
no,
it
no, no.
worse.
No. I'm sorry. She's 22 now.
I said she could drink.
That
New drinker.
And
Look at that. She's still getting carded. I know that.
part.
he probably still getting carded.
No, he's
No,
not.
No,
nah, it's stressful when you gotta babysit your wife. He
Hmm.
done aged a lot.
That's crazy.
that fool said, "Babysit your wife."
You can't tell me that they having real life conversations and she don't say something that a 21-year-old will say.
She don't know shit.
You ever had a conversation with a 21-year-old like recently and go, what the fuck?
Yeah, they don't know shit.
You're like, I
Yeah.
couldn't have been that stupid. Yeah, he's living with that.
Hmm.
Well, she's 22. Their baby's 2. She was 17 when they met. But shout out to Marcus Houston. Listen to it, don't listen to it. But the song's called "Naked." Y'all got any songs y'all know y'all should have been singing? Real quick.
All of my songs are old school ones.
Yeah.
That works too.
I mean, since we're talking about, child brides and so on and so forth, I definitely had R. Kelly's greatest hits and was singing that. Didn't have no idea. Ain't never bumped. Ain't never grinded. But you know what I'm saying. I'm on the bus. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Yep.
Listen, trapped in the closet, all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jasmine, what you got?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back a little bit further with Robert, and say Autumn Isley Brothers. I knew all the words, all of them.
Now it's funny
Somebody
this.
sung it the other day, and I jumped right in, like like I had heard it last week. I was like, oh no.
Well, no. So it's so I was driving back from Chicago, and I was listening to Contagious, and I just started to question some of the, like, you know how, like, you know how you listen, you know, like when you by yourself, you kind of just, like, you sing songs and you say, oh, that just sounds good, but you never really think about what was going on. But I had some time on my hands, and I just said, wait a minute. If this man got in the house at 2 o'clock in the morning, he done called this woman mama. He done called her best friends. He got these folks worried that this woman really missing. So he went out looking for her for about 4 hours. Because if you listen closely to the lyrics, he said he came back, turned the TV down because he had caught the news. So wherever this woman was, by the whole time he out there looking for her, she's come home. Now, here's the part I don't really understand. If you were out looking for this woman and you came home, you got home about 2, what the hell were you doing? What was your old ass doing out at 2 o'clock in the morning? That's one. 2, you were looking for her. You called her mama house, called her friends at 3 in the morning. Now they pissed off because now they worried they can't find her. You get home about 6. Now you've been looking for this woman for about 4 hours. You turn the TV down. When you walked in the house or you walked through the garage, you ain't see this woman car no more. Did nothing look suspicious? You didn't see no driver, no car, her car wasn't in the driveway, his car wasn't parked. You didn't notice none of this shit until you heard some squeaky sounds. Great song.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you older, shit kind of didn't make sense. Because
None of those Part 17 songs made sense.
so download made sense. Contagious was like, you cut the TV down, the bed
Trapped
was
in the Closet didn't though.
Now, Trapped in the Closet are different.
No,
Yeah,
he just sung a story.
which and to this day is an amazing story.
Is it?
So, and I plan on every time Trapped in the Clouds come on, I'm gonna sing word for word. So those are songs you should be listening to as a kid. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna wrap it up here. Stay tuned. You listen to Herc's World. Welcome back to Herc's World. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, Big Hurt. And if she says I'm not, she's a liar. So before we get up out of here, ladies, just want to thank y'all for kicking it with me on my return show. Let the people know where they can find you if you want to be found, what you got coming up, and a quote you live by. Stace, you go first.
You can find me on Instagram, Face to Stace, or Facebook if you're of a certain age at B Stace. What else did you ask me for? A quote that I live by: good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best.
Okay, I like that.
I like that. Now, what do you mean be of a certain age on Facebook? Like,
Well,
you got
my
restriction?
kids at school would tell me that only old people are on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, hey,
I'm on Facebook.
I am too. So, hey.
They mama's on Facebook. Tell them to shut up.
Okay.
They on Facebook too. They just don't know it. Because all
That part.
your mama posted all them videos of you playing. You on
Exactly.
Facebook too.
I told my sister that I was gonna be a substitute teacher, and that just my reaction just now proved that is ill advised.
Don't do that. Don't do it, bloodbath. It ain't a good idea. Jazz, what you got?
Buy the juice, drink the juice. Buy the juice, drink the juice. Lose inches, lose weight. Improve your energy. Improve your sex appeal for cuffing season. Maybe. It makes you lose in all the right places. I'm on Facebook. What I really want y'all to do, because y'all been buying this juice, and I'm gonna say it one more time, y'all are buying this juice and y'all ain't got insurance coverage. And while I understand, I feel some type of way because I've been selling juice for a certain amount of time, but I've had this agency for like 3 years, and y'all tripping. So if y'all want some insurance on your lives, your cars, your house, your kids, not your cell phone, then you can also hit me up for that as well.
So you sell juice, you sell insurance.
Mm-hmm.
What else do? You do because you got like 18 jobs. You have Jamaican.
I do.
Buy the
You can,
juice. The juice
I can
works.
get you a mortgage.
You can. I don't need that. Not right now.
I can. Well, I don't have no vacancies right now, but if you live in the Chicagoland area and you're looking for a place to stay, I am an affordable and very understanding landlord.
That mean you can be. That mean like if your rent due on the 5th, you can pay on the 6th, and she won't charge you a late fee. Maybe
That is what that means.
there you go. I didn't say she won't evict your ass. I just said you can pay late. You can pay a day late, and she won't.
If you like, my check ain't come, and what they did was, that's usually some version of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, tell me when you're gonna pay it and get off my phone.
Hey, either way, buy the juice. Juice works. I do have a lot more energy. I do feel a little slimmer. I do feel a lot lighter on my feet. And Bay says I'm getting smaller. So
Period.
there's that. Because at the end of the day, that's the only person that really matter. Unless Ashanti leaves Nelly, and then
Wait, they back together?
They are.
Girl, yeah.
Where have I been?
I don't know, but they back together. Shout out to Nelly and Ashanti.
Ben and Jen, Nelly, and a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well, all I gotta
Or
say, if the exes of Christmas past come back, they gonna have to pass me over because Jesus don't want none of that.
Facts.
Mm-mm.
well, Stace, you can't
I'm
say that.
happy for him though.
Mhm.
You can't, Stace. You can't say that. You've been married for 26 years, so like you've been
That's a
cuffed up.
ghost. If you
You've been
come back after 20, he
you
deserved to be placed back wherever he came from.
you've been
Your
cuffed up
husband
for
put him in the
like
grave. I wouldn't be offended.
I'm just saying you've been cuffed up for a minute, so you can't say exes can't come back. They not coming back. They know there's no chance.
That's a
Year
fact.
10, year 20. Well,
You
damn, year
know,
25 at that point.
you know,
Definitely
Jasmine.
on year 15. So, yep,
There you
facts.
go. They can't Space. They can't come back. Jasmine, yours.
Need to stay where the hell they are. Every last one of them. Nope, don't even. Mm-mm.
Not even.
Get
Not
your
even. Not even
Don't
one.
yeah,
No.
you
get up out of
dare.
Okay. Well, man,
Say
as
something
all
crazy, I'll say your government.
here.
I was letting it go. I'm not gonna say
Mm.
nothing.
Close the
I
door.
want. I want to go. Oh, I just thought about an ex that can come back.
Don't get beat up.
Huh?
I just thought about an ex that can come back.
Don't get beat
For
up.
what?
Cause you
What they
loved
coming
him.
for?
Cause you loved him.
I thought I loved a lot of people.
That
My bed
man.
and my mama.
I hate Drake. Um. Anyway, man. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with me. We got a lot of stuff coming up. On the podcast, we're gonna do a. I think we're gonna do a back to school episode.
Ooh.
Kind of get the parents in tune to kind of get your mind right. I know a lot of y'all have been off dealing with your kids all summer, and you just can't wait to kick their ass out of your house so you can have your time during the day. Shout out to all the teachers that got to deal with them kids from now until um, June, I think.
Woo.
But we're gonna do a back to school episode, kind of give y'all the tips and tricks and how to deal with that. We're going to do a small business episode. Kind of talk about the good and the bad of that.
Ooh, can I come back?
Yes.
Because I got a whole lot of stuff to warn y'all about because it ain't cute out here
Mm-mm.
being self employed, multi employed, hustle
Uh,
employed.
man, we're gonna do a men's mental health episode. We're gonna talk because I can talk a little bit about why I had to take a sabbatical from work and everything else. We're gonna talk about some MS things. So it's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned, stay ready. As always, if you don't work, you don't eat. You got a crawl for you can walk, walk for you can run, and man, run before you can fly. I am your girlfriend's favorite podcast host, The Big Hurt. I'm back, better than ever. Um, be ready for these episodes. Go buy the juice. Oh, if you need to sponsor an event or if you want to promote an event or your business, make sure you email me at herksworld24@gmail.com. We got commercial packages starting at $25. The mini mix sponsorship for the month of July, I'm sorry, the month of August going into September is already filled. But if you want to do September to October, we can, talk about that. Commercial started $25 a piece. I love y'all. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Herc out.